A very good morning to everyone present here. We extend a heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for joining us today. I, Bhavleen Kaur, along with Priyal Gupta, volunteers of NSS KMC, shall be hosting today's session. Before starting, we would like to request each one of you to mute yourselves in order to avoid any background noise. We request the audience to be interactive throughout the session as well as drop their questions in the chat box. Before moving ahead, I would like to brief a bit about the NSS unit of Kirori Mal College. It has two wings, namely Sahas and Sahyog. Sahas focuses on the domain of women empowerment, and Sahyog aims at the welfare of underprivileged kids of the region, imparting them education free of cost. Thanks. Now, I would like to invite our program officer, Sri Ram Sunil Kumar Ladji, to address the audience. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, just hold on. I have some internet issue. Just I'll take 30 seconds.
Okay.
So I think I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, actually, it seems my camera is not working right now. But anyway, let's start the event. Yeah, sorry. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone present here for this event. So, yes, in fact, the two wings, out of the two wings of NSS, Sahyog, that works for the betterment of the education of the children who are residing very near to college. And the second wing, that is Sahas, that is involved in women empowerment, that is called as women empowerment wing of the society of NSS, that works on such issues, that brings out about such issues which are pertaining to the women empowerment. Today, we have one such issue, but that is not exclusively to women. It is the importance of healthy relationship in one's life. So when I interacted with our office bearers, so although this is a youth week that we are celebrating on occasion of the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekanand, but relationship, that healthy relationship, my office bearer, they all informed me that this is pertaining to all the kinds of relationship. In fact, yes, that is true. We have to focus on all the relationship that we are into it. It can be from kid, the relationship of a kid with the parents, or kid with the siblings, or relationship of kid with the kid, or say that person with some other person. So that relationship can be of any sort, but that healthiness in that relationship is very, very important. And for that, we have a wonderful speaker. Last night I was seeing her profile, that she has done so much work on all these aspects. Her event, that that poster, I saw her poster the different activity that is she carried out, and Instagram and all those things, then I realized, yes, I mean, such people are very, very important in our lives, that we must be made aware of whatever the relationship we are into, it must remain healthy. Recently, Government of India has, there have been some recent news about uh, the relationship between husband and wife and other marital issues. So I think we will be discussing different aspects of that, as well as other things that we are going to deal with. So for this, I welcome Ms. Vedanti Godbole for this particular event. I welcome all the participants for this event, and hoping to learn so many things from our esteemed speaker. Thank you. So we can proceed. Balvin.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening words. Now it is my honor to present to you Ms. Vedanti Godbole as a guest speaker for today's session. With the background in psychology, she has helped many individuals to develop positive attitudes towards most challenging circumstances. She is the founder of the Mind Studio, which is an online and on-ground platform for counseling, yoga, meditation, and homeopathy. The startup further aims to rejuvenate mental and physical wellness by providing training sessions, workshops, as well as consultations. It has successfully completed more than 50 yoga and meditation workshops and stress management sessions for institutions like JJ Hospital, Belgaum Cantonment Board, Matanga Railway Officers, Bank of Baroda, to name a few. Ma'am is currently serving as a child psychologist with Springboard Child Healthcare. We are thrilled to have you here amongst us, ma'am. We humans have an inherent need to build relationships, and when these relationships are healthy, it can lead to better mental health and emotional well-being. But as we are proceeding towards the 21st century, we tend to undervalue the importance of having meaningful relationships with others. With that theme, I would like to hand over to our guest speaker, Ms. Vedanti Godbole, to take the session forward. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and it's my pleasure to be here for you all and share my views on this beautifully picked up topic. Yeah. So before we dive into the talk, can we just have the videos on? Of course, if you are comfortable, so that I can see if you're understanding what I'm trying to share, as well as if at all I ask questions, maybe I can see your response also. So I'll just give you maybe a few seconds so that you can adjust your cameras. And of course, this is a safe space, so don't worry about how am I looking, मैं ठीक लग रही हूँ कि नहीं, it's okay. You can just turn on your
Yeah,
cameras.
actually, we are missing that part also, that students are not opening up their cameras, so we cannot see their reaction. So
Right.
I would request everyone to please keep their self, open their cameras, at least right for this session.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So, all right. Before we begin, just a second. So this is the topic we'll be really focusing on. What is the importance of healthy relationships in one's life? Okay, so there are many types of relationships, right, that we have throughout our lives. Now, these can be about the relationship you have with your family members, the relationship you have with your co-workers, with your friends, neighbors, as well as the relationship that you have with your partner, correct? But human beings have this inherent desire to be close to one another and to connect, to build relationships. And why is that happening? And this is all because man is a social animal, right? Is man a social animal? Do we all agree to this? Let's have a thumbs up so that we can have the interaction diving in right away. Awesome. So now when I talk about healthy relationship, yeah, it is anything that involves a lot of honesty, a lot of trust, as well as respect. right? So a relationship where there is no imbalance of power, where people really respect each other's independence. That is really very important, because if we just try to be in that shell and try to and people try to control us, that is not a very healthy relationship. So a healthy relationship is also something that is filled with happiness, filled with joy, and the most important, that is the essence of any kind of relationship, that is, it is filled with a lot of love. Yeah, do we all agree? Is love important? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Awesome. All right. So but our sense of a healthy relationship ultimately gets affected by how we are raised, the attachment styles that we have, and what we normalize right from the childhood, etc., etc., etc. Okay, we all know what really builds our relationship. So if I have to ask you, according to you, which is the most important relationship that we have, you can just put it in the chat box. Which is the most important relationship that we have? It can be anything, and I want this to be all about your perspective. Parent child, relationship with our parents, parents. All right, family, relationship with ourselves. Okay, I see Tanya saying relationship with ourselves. Yes, perfect. So I'm really happy to see that you do have that understanding. And if you ask me also, which is the most important relationship that one has, and the relationship with that is the base of every other kind of relationship. Even I would say that it's the relationship that you have with yourself. Hmm? When each person has a good sense of personal identity, who we really are and what we really want from others, then we have this good sense of self esteem, and we tend to contribute to the relationship in a way, in a balanced way, and it sort of sets a foundation to establish a strong, healthy, fat relationship with others. Am I right? Yeah. I hope the ones wherein the videos are on, I hope you're still nodding and you are here with me. So now we know that it's really important to have a good relationship with yourself. So at the onset, let's just see how to maintain a healthy relationship with ourselves. Yeah. So let me just help you with a slide so that even visually you are able to be with me here. Yeah. So how to maintain a healthy relationship with ourselves? Number one, don't be a people pleaser. Number two, learn to say no. Number three, I want you to really believe in yourself and be vocal about everything. Number four, know what to ignore. And this is something that we often forget, that we often really oversee and ignore. Yeah. And the last one, we get rid of the emotional baggage. Now, let me just run you through all these points, because this is something that we really know. But what we fail to understand is कि ये baba hota kya hai. So now when I say don't be a people pleaser, people pleasing generally goes beyond simple kindness at times. If you say ki nahi, I want others to feel good, I don't want to hurt anyone else, that is something different. But when we talk about people pleasing attitude or people pleasing approach, it is something that is going beyond simple kindness, right? It involves editing and altering words, editing and altering behaviors for the sake of another person's feelings or reactions. And these are some things which we tend to ignore, and we don't really understand how we are feeling really. Yeah. So, you might go out of your way to do things for the people in your life based on what you assume. आप सोचते हो कि उन्हें ये चीज चाहिए. You think that this is what they need. You give up your time, you give up your energy to get them to like you. And we really struggle to make sure that we have to like ourselves first. हम क्या करते हैं? No, this person has to like me. This person has to feel good about me. तो ये जो urge होता है, the urge to please others can be really damaging to ourselves, and potentially even to our relationships, when we don't allow people's wants, when we allow people's wants and other things to really control you, as well as give importance to the needs, and we forget to give importance to our own needs. So coming back to the same point, do not be a people pleaser. Yeah. Now, secondly, I'm saying learn to say no. Now, I understand that it's very easy to say, but very difficult to follow. Yeah. Realize that it's really okay to say no. Yeah. But you should know that by saying yes, you might be really having these implications which are really bad for you. And we keep ignoring that. Yeah. So keep it very simple. Say no where you can. Okay. Thirdly, believe in yourself and be vocal. Now, what do I really mean by this? Tell the person what you feel. If you try to suppress what you're feeling, this suppression is going to spiral back and create a havoc, which we don't want, right? So, whenever possible, whenever needed, just try to express what you're feeling by first believing in yourself. You need to know what you really feel, and only then can you be vocal about it. Yeah. So, know your worth and ask what you want. It will make you happy. Yeah. Coming to the fourth point now, know what to ignore. As I said, we know this, but we tend to ignore the very statement. Yeah. Now, I really cannot stress enough on this point. Not everyone is same, right? Maybe a nod or no. Yeah. Not everyone is the same. Do we agree? Yeah. So everyone is going to react differently. Mostly it's not going to be something that you really like. But anyway, learn to let go of things जो आपके control में नहीं है. Some things are just not in your control. And this is a process. Now, if you just ask me, is it really possible to follow this particular point in a day? It's not going to happen. It is going to take a lot of time for you to be consistent. You need to be consistent, and only then can you really manage this, and only then can you master this art of knowing what to ignore. And lastly, get rid of the emotional baggage. Now, what do I mean by this? Emotional baggage is nothing but the negative emotions that we might have or that we might be going through due to past experiences. But we must overcome them to grow and attain this sort of mental peace, and then ultimately have a healthy talk with our loved ones. So, cutting to the chase again, get that baggage outside. Yeah. So these were just a few points. Now, there are many things, respect yourself, indulge in self-care and all those things, which you all really know. But, I have selected these particular points, which have gone behind the mind somewhere, and we tend to not acknowledge them really. Okay. So this was all about maintaining relationship with yourself. Now, we must also realize that if you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, you won't be able to take the plunge to make a change that would really open many different possibilities and happiness in life. So the topic is, what is the importance of healthy relationship? I really want to focus on the relationship with self. So having a safe and healthy relationship with yourself will also improve the relationship with others, correct? Yeah, do we all agree? Yeah. So you get a clear picture as to what you really need and how to go about it with a clearer vision. It's really, really important to be emotionally available for others. Yeah. But for that, you need to be first emotionally available for yourself. So prioritize, love yourself, and then love others. Yeah. So another illustration here for you. Give me a second. Okay. So when I still talk about prioritizing yourself, having a healthy relationship with yourself, it's important to find a balance between you, me, and us. Now, here I just don't want to focus about your relationship with your partner. Yeah, by this, what I mean is maybe your relationship with your family, maybe your relationship with your mother, particularly. So, you, me, and us is very, very important. Now, I'll not say that independence is not required. I'll say independence is required when you prioritize, but ultra independence can be like a coping strategy, and it keeps us from being in a true relationship often. And then what happens is we end up leading to too little of us, and we indulge into too much of me and you. हम क्या करते हैं, me and you को ज्यादा importance देते हैं. This is what is important. Us को we just belittle. Yeah. But at the same time, when I talk about ultra independence and codependence, sorry, if there is too much of us going on, yeah, मुझे इनके साथ ही ये करना है, इनके साथ ही वो करना है, what happens is you really can't find yourself. You can't find your views, your hobbies, perspective, right? And this is really going to lead to a very, very unhappy alliance. So having a balance between all of this is really important. Okay, so far so good. Are we here? Let's have some thumbs ups in the chat box. I'll wait for at least 2. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Ayushi. Yeah, this makes me realize that you are all here with me. So again, when I talk about relationship, now this relationship, but not only to have love.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Okay, just a second. I think I got disconnected. Give me a minute. Yeah, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. Am I audible to everyone? Maybe if I can have a few thumbs up.
Yeah, now audible.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, I am here. Am I audible now? I think there was some network error. I lost my Wi-Fi. Okay, all right. Thank you. So could you just remind, I think I lost connection in between. Could you just tell me where you heard? Maybe just one thing. Could you hear about me talking about relationships with others? Yeah, just maybe a thumbs up so that I can give you a good link. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I was talking about great relationships take a lot of work, but we don't know what to work on. Yeah, so how do we really grow a good, healthy, and fat relationship? So let me just show you and present to you these points so that you have something to look for. Yeah, how to maintain a healthy relationship with others. One, build the foundation right. Now, by this, what do I mean is the foundation of the relationship has to be based on trust has to be based on open communication. So when you choose whom to be with, first ask yourself two questions. One, are you really happy with this person? And two, does this person make you feel good about yourself? Yeah, these two questions. Are you really happy with this person? And does this person make you feel good about yourself? If the answer is no to any of this, then you need to try and reconsider the person and how you really feel about everything. Once this is done, you can try to see things from others' perspectives. Simply putting it, what we say, you really need to step into their shoes and see how things really are. Correct. And then you can come to a shared understanding of the world and build the foundation right. And you can never go wrong. Yeah. So that was about the first thing. Second, again, this is something that we really know also. Spend quality time. So try to spend quality time with your loved ones. Don't be conjuice while expressing love. Yeah. Now, for example, let's talk about rebuilding love or rebuilding relationship with your mother. So take her out for a coffee, talk about the problems, and then come to a shared decision. So any type of relationship definitely has ups and downs. Yeah. But it's up to us whether we appreciate only the ups or do we appreciate only the downs, right? So if we really try to funnel our vision and just stick to the fights, stick to the misunderstandings rather than finding reason to understand, then we are going to definitely fail at any kind of relationship, right? And next, coming to the next point, adaptability as well as encouragement. So in order to achieve a balanced power dynamic, people must be willing to really compromise for each other and adapt to changes. And this is something that we hardly do. We do not follow this. So it happens, that we don't understand someone's goals or vision, but they seem to really understand it. They know what they're really doing. And then in this particular situation, we try to find out the loopholes and fail to encourage the person. So try to push them up, offer them some encouraging words, and this will make their day and your day 100%. Next is, and okay, and this is very important, controlling the controllables. So हम क्या करते हैं? We keep worrying about things that are absolutely not in our control. Yeah, we do that. The first step to get out of this loop is to understand what is in your control and what is not in your control. So दूसरों के actions out of your control, their reactions out of your control. Yeah, what people think, do people love me, out of your control. But what is in your control? Your attitude, your actions, your words, आपके thoughts. So focus on what you can control and then give 100% to all of that. Next is making yourself available. So support others when they need it and ask for help when you need it. क्या होता है? Often when we don't support others, we feel very guilty. We feel very strange to really take help from others, right? So again, don't be conjuice. Go out and help others. Go out and make sure that you are available for them. Okay. And lastly, you need to ask and not assume. So ask, don't assume. Now, this helps us to get over the hurdle of frustration that comes from maybe mistrust and disrespect, which creeps into the relationship always. So what we do is we tend to assume things without even considering कि दूसरे person का vision baba है क्या. So we don't assume. So we should not really assume and stereotype, and rather ask the person what it is. It's really easy. Just ask. Okay. So one of the most important ingredient for a healthy relationship of any kind, okay, be it your parent-child relationship, brother, sister, your partner, your friend, your colleague. What is important is open communication and honest communication. So don't really expect others to read your mind, and don't even try to read your mind or read his or her mind. Okay, ask honest questions and give out honest answers at the same time. Okay, now if I ask you, these were all tips, how to maintain a good relationship, this and that. But if I ask you, what is the importance of having a healthy relationship anyway? Maybe I'll just take two or three inputs here in the chat box. What's the importance of this healthy relationship I've been talking about since a while? Anyone? Anything is in peace of mind. Yes. Peace. Yes. Yes. What else? Communication. Yes. Good communication. Perfect. Satisfaction and happiness, better mental health, happiness, respect and trust. Yes, yes. Happiness again, stable environment, very good. Understanding us. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. So, all these things are very, very true. And these form like the base of any kind of relationship. So again, showing you some points so that I can elaborate. If we try to combine all of this that you've been telling me, collective and individual growth, mental well-being, sense of well-being, happiness, satisfaction, communication, peace of mind, if we can just try to narrow it down and club all of what you just told me into these 5 points. So first is less stress. When we know that someone loves us and supports us, and when we are going through a bad day, हमें पता है कि even if that person is not there physically, it is just a mental booster. Our mind tends to become more clearer because you will know that there is someone you can rely on. There is someone who you can just call and start crying and just remove that emotional baggage that is still there in your mind. So definitely less stress. Second, social support. Now, as I said at the onset, man is a social animal. Yeah, so people are by nature social beings. So whether we want to celebrate good news or just pour out our distress, we feel supported when we believe someone is truly there to offer a listening ear or maybe some sage advice or something like that. So also having a social network and especially a partner, or in a circle of friends can greatly increase your sense of well-being. Correct. So social support is something that really gets enhanced when you have a healthy relationship. Next is helps becoming your real self. Now we all end up talking about ideal self. हमें कैसे रहना चाहिए? How should we frame ourselves? How should we frame our sentences, ourselves, everything. But that is something that really causes stress. And it's only when you are with your loved ones and in a healthy relationship that this real self is going to grow. So it can be really affirming and energizing when your partner or your best friend shows that they love you for who you really are. When they see you being just like the person you want to be, that can be very, very helpful, and that will help you to become the real you. So nurture the relationship with people who encourage you to be you and not somebody else or not be fake or anything. Yeah. Next, it really dilutes your mental blocks. Now, if you feel stuck, there will be someone you can ask help from, correct? And at least, if not physical help, they're going to push you and give that push which is required so that you come out of this mental block. And lastly, effortless expression. This is so important. It so happens that at times you are very, very fake while talking to someone. And that takes a lot of effort. Yeah, does it take a lot of effort? Maybe some yeses would do, maybe agar nahi hai to no bol do. Yeah, whenever we try to be fake, we are trying to be all goody goody with everyone, does it take a lot of effort? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Sadaf says yes. Yashika says yes. Navya says yes. So a lot of yeses here. Hmm. So that really happens. But imagine you are with your best friend, you are having a nice time, maybe you are gossiping a little bit. How effortless are you? You don't really have to think about what will this person say, is he or she going to like me? Yeah. And now imagine how amazing will it be if you can be this effortless with everyone around you. Okay, you just don't have to portray or act out to be a particular way. Yeah, no hate, all love, right? So that was something about importance of having a healthy relationship. Okay. Now, with this thing, additionally, I would love to say something. Now, being emotionally responsive is also very important. Now, you'll be like, what is this emotionally being? What does this mean? Emotionally responsive. So it's nothing but an ability of an individual to respond to another individual with good and appropriate feelings. Now, let me just we have one thing in common, and that is all about you communicating what you feel, communicating your emotions. So, for example, you your loved ones, maybe your parents or your partners, come home after a long tiring day and tries to talk about it, and what you do is you tend to ignore whatever he or she is saying, whatever he or she is trying to express. You give zero importance, zero interest. Yeah. But at the same time, at the flip side, if you both are really ready to talk about it, really feeling the emotions and trying to express that you understand what he is going through, and you are prepared enough tonight.
Ma'am,
Yeah, yeah. Am I not audible?
last line cracked actually.
Sorry, I'm not audible, is it? Okay. Am
You're
I
audible.
audible now?
Yes, ma'am. You're
Yeah.
audible.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry. I'm having some network error today. Yeah. So I was saying that if your mother comes home and she's had a very tiring day, and you really step forward, you say, "No, Mama, I'll prepare dinner today. You can just rest. I know it was a very tiring day, and you deserve to have some rest." When you mention this particular thing, ki, "Mama, you deserve this particular thing," she's going to feel good. Yeah. But what if we just say, "No, no, no, I'll make dinner. It's okay." She won't understand why you're doing that. Probably if you have that emotional connect, you might. But what I mean is, you really need to be emotionally responsive, express whatever you are feeling. Yeah. So, humans, when I talk about humans, are made to relate to others in a positive way always, and enhancing the way. But it's really unfortunate that it's not the case always. In fact, at times we allow the wrong kind of person to enter our lives. Yeah, and our relationship with them is not very positive or healthy, and often it's not fruitful also. Does this happen? Have you allowed such people to enter your life? Yeah, maybe if you could tell me if this has happened with you. Yes, Roshan says yes. Yes, yeah, yeah. It often happens, and maybe at this point you can even have a what do you say, an emotional thing that you had with that person. You are really able to imagine, कि अच्छा fine ये हुआ था, and the person who was very toxic for you, or really not really nice. It's I'm not talking about just your partner here. Maybe some friends also tend to be very toxic, correct? So be aware of the red flags also when framing or forming any type of relationship. Now, if you ask me what are a few major red flags, first is jealousy. If at all there is jealousy in any kind of relationship, that relationship is not really going to last. Second, if there's a lot of comparison, yeah, मैंने ये किया तूने ये नहीं किया, or things like if he is having this particular thing, even I want to do this. If he is going into this X university, even I want to do that. Why not me? Then some people who are very emotionally who give a lot of emotional reactions which are really extreme, and na, the list is endless. Yeah, we all know about red flags, but it's really important to identify these people. And I'm not saying you just throw them out or you cut off the relationship, but you need to understand that if you are getting affected, there has to be a line drawn, and you know what to ignore. Yeah, I spoke about this point earlier. Yeah, so these are the people who you should just be okay with them being however they are. Yeah, so sometimes a person can have a good relationship with their parent, but they might have a bad relationship with their children or have some problem at work. Other times the person might have great friendship, and he's hanging out everywhere, going out on outings, but he has difficulty relating to their children, relating to the parent and everything. So almost everyone can work to improve their relationship when I talk about, and maintaining and building these skills which are required in every area of their lives. Okay, so just one small activity for you all. Think about the relationship right now. Okay, so straight, yeah. Now think about the relationship in your life that are really important to you, and relationships that you would like to improve. Okay, maybe okay, just a second. So Roshan is asking, what should we do if someone praises yourself without any reason or any help? Could you elaborate a little bit? I would love to answer this question. Just elaborate a little, and I'll get back to you. Okay. So before that, I want you to really picture or really have at least two people in your mind जिनके साथ आपका रिलेशनशिप बहुत अच्छा है. Okay, and अच्छा है, or rather it's very important, but you want to improve relationship with this person. Do we have that thing in in the mind? Maybe thumbs up. Two people जिनके साथ आपका relationship बहुत बहुत ऐसे like ठीक ठाक है, and you want to really improve the relationship. Okay, so now that you have these two people in your mind, for the next 2 weeks, I want you to plan and do something for them. Okay, think about anything that you might do so that they will like it. And at the same time, I don't want you to expect anything in return. Okay, नहीं तो आप बोलोगे मैं ये अच्छी चीज कर रहा हूँ, वो तो कुछ कर नहीं रहा. Just do something from your end so that you make them happy. Okay, give everything that you have. Okay, only for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, just see how this relationship is mending at that point. Because what happens is we tend to be very conjuice. We keep everything right here. We do not really do what is required. So be thoda khula dil. जो है आपके पास थोड़ा दे दो. Yeah, and after 2 weeks, just see the magic. And now, now that we've spoken about things like how to maintain a relationship, how to find a balance, how to have a good relationship with ourselves and with others. And we also know the importance of good relationships. Just lastly, this is something that I really believe in. That is, to maintain any kind of relationship, you need to do 3 things. 1, cut the past, shut the future, and live in present. Yeah, can we say this together? Yeah, don't unmute yourself. Just say it with me. Cut the past. I want to see lip sync jinka camera on hai. Cut the past. Shut the future and live in present. Yeah, I am going to say this once again. Cut the past, shut the future, and live in present. Now, this is something I don't know if anyone has done Art of Living course or you've been a part of this institution. You might have heard this, and this is something really, really follow. Okay, so this was it from my end, and this was me, Vedanti Godbole. Before we end the session and before I take in doubts, if you want, you can just take a screenshot of this screen. This is my contact number, my email ID, and my website. So if there is anything, you are free to reach out to me. Just remind me that you attended this webinar, and I'll be happy to help you. Okay, I'll just keep it for a few more seconds. You can take a picture. All right. Okay, thank you very much. Now you can shoot your questions. I'm giving more time to the question answer round. I cut my topic a little bit low. So bring it on. Let's see what you have to ask. If you want, you can even unmute yourself and ask, no problem. Roshan, you were asking me something, right? So if you could just elaborate that question a little bit. Okay, so we'll give it another minute. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, Garima, yeah, shut the future. So what I mean to say is, what we do is we tend to really invest a lot of time on thinking what is going to happen in the future. Yeah, so when I say shut the future, just have one vision that maybe, for example, if you are in your 12th, okay, let me give you an example. Well, what standard are you in? Are you in 12th grade, or are you doing your degree, Garima? If you could just type it here so I can frame this example for you. Okay, second year. I suppose second year of like 12th standard, second year or degree. But anyway, if you okay, 1 minute. Okay. Yeah, Archana,
Kindly keep yourself muted.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So 12th standard. So if you have your exams coming up, yeah, you are always stressed about how am I really going to manage? How am I really going to score 90 up? But what we do is we invest a lot of time thinking about all of that, and we forget कि वो achieve करने के लिए we really need to focus now. Yeah, if you keep worrying, if you are dwelling in the future and you're not shutting that door, you are never going to achieve what you really want. So एक बार देख लो, you open the door, you see what you want in the future, you shut it, do everything you can to achieve that thing, and then open the door for the future. Yeah, I hope that answers your doubt. Okay, Manasvi says, I have a question regarding anger. Okay, shoot your question regarding anger. Ishika says, for relationship with oneself, a person needs to explore themselves. So how to start that journey? Yes, very good question, Ishika. So to explore yourself, firstly, you need to give time to yourself. What happens is, abhi we do not have that thing going on. Hum kya karte? We are busy with studies, we are busy with pleasing others, we are busy forming relationships which are really not required. तो मैंने जैसे कहा ना कि खुद के साथ रहने पहले सीखो. 1 hour every day you have to be with yourself. Explore what you really like. Explore what kind of people do you want to keep in your life. Only then will you understand yourself really well. क्योंकि क्या होता है, we try to form our perception according to what other people think, what other people's perceptions are. Yeah, and we just tend to blindly accept that. If other people, if for example now we are talking about relationship, let me just take this thing which is very hot and going on the internet, is something about open relationship. Now open relationship is something that not everyone is going to be okay with. Yeah, and because we come from a society, we come from a culture where these things were not really looked on for. Now I'm not saying it is something wrong, okay, but what we tend to do is, if others think it is right, maybe it will be right, so let me just follow that. Yeah, now I have taken this very controversial topic because you need to realize that many of the times what we do is we end up accepting such things. Now when I talk about this, there might be some people who accept this, okay, because they are different kind of people. Now here, if your perception, your thoughts are not allowing you to accept it, just hold back. Okay, ask yourself what you really want. So that was one. And Ashika, one more point, start journaling. Okay, this is what I started maybe about 2 years ago. I journal every single night, sometimes during the day also, and that really allows me to reflect and understand who I really am. So that is something. These two things you can do. Okay. So Sarika, right now as students, we have to focus on our future, which sometimes leads to anxiety and kind of mental stress when it comes to future. Okay, again, Sarika, the same answer goes for you. Combining the two. Firstly, what happens is you are anxious because you are dwelling into a lot into the future. So understand कि future को थोड़ा आप बाजू में रख दो. Just be here right now and give your best as to what is required. And the 2 points that I just told Ishika about journaling and as well as understanding what you really have and what you really want. And if this doesn't solve, because sometimes these kind of things really require a curated approach. So if you are feeling too anxious, you can seek help. Okay, just reach out to maybe your teachers. If not that, you can reach out to a professional, maybe a psychologist or a counselor, who can really help you to narrow your thoughts. Next, Jyoti, ma'am, sometimes our past bothers us way too much and we're not able to get out of it. The memories just keep bombarding and again and again. Okay. So, Jyoti, for this, we are not, we sometimes the past keeps on bothering us because we have not accepted the past. Okay. So the first step for accepting every kind of thing that has happened in the past is to understand it happened and it has happened. There is nothing you can really do to undo it. Okay. And if it is again bombarding, you really need to understand what you really want at this particular point. If the past keeps on haunting you or something like that, if it is that extreme, again you can seek help. At the same time, when you prioritize कि वो सब कुछ हुआ है, and if you try to imagine that if you had that particular thing, something about that past in your life right now, will that make anything better or will it make things worse? If you think that it's going to make things better, of course you can work about it. But if you think it's going to make it worse, I think you have your answer. Okay, how do we journal? All right, so you can actually attend certain workshops which are going, if you want to do it, if you want to learn it really well. But simple journaling, you just have to write down what your thoughts are. Maybe simply putting, you can start by writing what you felt during the whole day. What is something that really bothered you? What are the 3 things that really made you happy? Yeah, something that got a smile on your face, some things that you've done. So it's just like a crux of the entire day that you're trying to put on the paper and you're trying to understand how did your day really go. At the same time, journaling will also involve a little bit of planning. Yeah, so that at the end of the day, if you really understand, okay, this is what I've done, this is what I want to do next, and that is something that will help you too. Yeah, and of course, you can reach out to me so that we can have one-to-one, because journaling can be also very personalized and you can curate it well. So it's up to you. Simply putting in one line, just get your emotions out and dump it on the paper. It's also called as brain dump activity. Roshan, how important is introspection in one's life? That's the most important thing you can ever have. So introspection is very, very, very important. If you do not introspect, if you do not understand what you really want, how you really are, what are the things you view in a particular way, you can never understand your life. So introspection is important. Okay. Extensive follow my life. Use values, all optimistic. Just give me a minute. I'm just reading this question. December, I feel drained. Okay, there's this one person who's asking me. So since December, this person had been all optimistic and planning the day, waking up early, giving optimistic advices also to people who required it. Though till the end of December, he or she this person felt drained and couldn't find an optimistic approach and couldn't cherish the life. With the start of January, I'm doing nothing at all. Okay. So the person who has asked me this about, how to really develop this optimistic approach. Firstly, I see that your mind is a lot scattered, and it's really good that you've tried to help your friends, help your colleagues in every way possible. But when you understand that things are going haywire, it's really important to pause at times, pause and evaluate, reevaluate everything that you have that has been going on in your life. Reconsider everything. Try to really write down, make a bubble map of what things you need to prioritize at the onset, and then understand it, so that this vagueness which is there, okay, this is all arising because your thoughts are scattered. Okay, and if, of course, if this is bothering you too much, again I will say seek professional help. Now, you will ask me, why is she focusing so much on professional help? Even today, youth, they do not step forward and seek help, which is why I'm stressing on to everyone, because now that you have questions, it's okay. Some questions are okay, but if some things keep bothering you a lot, it's really important for you to vent it out. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so Aman says, is it necessary to have similar interest for having a healthy relationship, specifically with friends? No, it is not necessary to have similar interests, because what happens is it's going to get boring, right? But it is important that you have similar kind of emotional mindset. Now, if this person, okay, maybe he likes something else, but emotionally you are able to connect with this person, then of course go ahead. But what happens is, kabhi kabar na ye jo emotional connect hota hai, it is so haywire. This person always wants to be with people, always wants to do new things, but you are sort of an introvert. Yeah, and you want to just lay back, and this person keeps forcing you. So if you're talking about interest when it comes to this, then of course you can draw your boundaries, or at least you don't have to unfriend him from your life, but maybe try to talk it out, be vocal that this is how I am, and I respect that you are this way, you have these kind of interests, and maybe we can hang out later, maybe don't try to involve me, it really bothers me. So it's okay, you can definitely be friends with everyone, but make sure you are talking about it. You know what is right, you know what is wrong, you know when to say no. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay. So when we introspect ourselves at the end of the day, we find ourselves low in self-wise because we aren't fulfilling our goals. Should we lower? Roshan, so when you introspect, when you understand that maybe you had a bad day, or maybe things are not going according to what you had planned, you don't have to lower your goals really. Maybe you need to prioritize your goals. Maybe you need steps for your goals. What we do is हम एक goal ऐसे रखते हैं, maybe just since you are in college, maybe just say okay, fine, this is what I want to do with my career, one. Okay, but what we forget is ये career को आपने ladder के ऊपर जाके रख दिया, but ladder can't be just two sticks, right? You need your steps there. So what are going to be those steps? Now, for a good career, you need to have your academics right. At the same time, you need to make sure that you have a good friend circle. At the same time, you need to be very, very clear about your extracurricular activities and na. Yeah. So don't lower your goals. Try to make sure that you have your steps laid for that particular goal. Okay. All right. So okay. Sometimes I find that my relationship with my mother is not healthy because of my insecurities, as my cousin stayed with us for 2 years, and that led me in a situation. Okay, now with us, but sometimes. Okay, so someone has asked me about the relationship, or how can she redo her relationship with her mother due to some things that have happened. So it's really again important that you communicate. I think I gave this example with your mother. I think I spoke about this only. You really need to make sure that you are being vocal. Okay, you are talking about what you really feel. Okay, I think I've lost my connection. Am I audible now? Maybe Gunjan, you can give me a thumbs up. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, coming back to the point, just try to talk about it. If you have insecurities because of anything, okay, it's important for your mother to understand that. Maybe she is not understanding because you are trying to shell it too much. So talk about it. Know what you really want. Be vocal about your expectations. Be vocal about what you really feel. Understand what her perspective is, because often this happens that we feel and we try to just assume things. This is what it is, and we do not ask. Again, this is something that I spoke about. Don't assume, you need to ask. All right, so that was for you. Okay, yeah. Connect with a person in your life, but some petty fights happened and it isn't the same anymore. How do we deal with that? Okay, because this person used to make me happy, but now it bothers me that we are not same. I miss what we had, but I'm not sure what to do. Should I try to make things better with them, or just accept the situation and leave at it? Okay, so the person who asked me this, you need to understand and you need to ask yourself, why did that really happen? Okay, agar aisi cheez hui hai that you were able to connect with that person really well, and then some fights happened and it isn't the same anymore. So ye kyun hua? When you know the reason for everything, you can directly target that reason instead of just accepting the situation right now. Because if you just try to accept this particular situation, what is going to happen is it will keep bothering you. कि मगर ये ऐसे क्यों हुआ? But when you have that particular answer for everything, you will really realize that things are not so difficult or so complex, right? So try to ask yourself first, try to understand what all you were really, really happy with this person and it is bothering you now. So do not limit yourself. Go ahead and talk. Okay, another question. Why are most of the relationships temporary and that we cannot hold on to relationship as we live even if we give our best? Because there's a lot of expectations that we have. Okay, we expect too much. This person has to do this, only then will I be happy. There's a lot of desire factor that is going on. Okay, there's desire, then we try to fulfill that desire. Yeah, we become happy क्योंकि वो desire और वो expectation complete हुआ है. Cut to the chase, we again have the same expectation. So this is why, expecting too much is something that is ruining the relationships these days, and the relationships are temporary. Second, there's no communication, because what we do is we tend to always glorify ourselves and glorify who we really are, instead of putting our true selves there, telling them, okay, fine, this is how I am, this is who I am, and you can maybe accept me, or let's see how things go on. We don't do that. What do? We try to understand, ye person ko main kaise chahiye. Maybe this person wants me to talk to everyone, be with his or her friends every time, okay, come out in the evening all the time, but you are not that. हम क्या करते हैं? We try to fit into the expectation, those expectations which this person has. And how much can we fake anyway? Sometimes you are definitely going to fall down, because you can't be fake always. Correct? So to make sure that any kind of relationship lasts, you really need to be as transparent and as true, as real as you are. Okay, just put everything. Maybe you've done something in your past, make sure that person knows it. If you want to have a very, very good relationship and a strong relationship, of course I'm not saying कि पूरे दुनिया को जाके बता दो आपने क्या क्या किया है. Don't do that, please. Yeah, that will really ruin your relationship with everyone, because we have small relationships which are very important, some relationships which are like just nana. So make sure you prioritize well. नहीं तो आ जाओगे मेरे पास बोलते हुए आपने बोला था सबको बता दो. Don't do that. Next, okay, I think this is the last question, because I don't see any more questions. So what if a person is not ready for a relationship and you have given so much during a shorter span? Should we still hold on to them? Okay, let me read it again. What if a person is not ready for a relationship and you've given so, okay, so what if the other person is not ready for the relationship, you mean? So tali ek haath se to nahi bajti. Okay, if you have given everything that you have, you've given a lot of time in a shorter span, okay, you can just wait there. Because if you try to just exceed your quota and yahan se agar kuch aane nahi wala hai, this is going to really hurt you. Okay, so understand if that person really wants to be with you in any kind of relationship, maybe a partner or your friend. Okay, because staying on the same page is very important. अगर एक friend बस ऐसे ही करता रहा, you're doing everything, you are inviting this person, you are letting this person come home all the time, do everything, but this person is not doing anything. Okay, कुछ effort है ही नहीं, so it's of no use. Yeah, so you can hold on to this person only if the fact that you've done so much for this person doesn't hurt you. If it keeps hurting you, I hope I'm making sense. I can see who has asked me this question. You can just nod if I'm making sense to you. Yeah. So if this particular thing doesn't hurt you, go on. Okay, follow everything. You can even indulge into more of giving. Magar if there's a slight bit of thing that is hurting you, you need to pause and wait. Okay, I hope I answered your question. I can talk about it more if you want. The last question. Yeah, you can give me a thumbs up maybe. I can see you on the screen. Thumbs up? Yeah, I don't want to name you. All right. Okay, okay. Any more question? Maybe for a minute or so.
May I go next, if I'm allowed?
Yeah, yeah. Sure. I can't see you. Is this okay? Tell me.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for this amazing session. It was really
You're
fruitful.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
And the thing that I want to ask is, it feels good when we hear you saying that don't be pretentious, don't please people, just be yourself. But it is very difficult when it comes to practical implementation. Like, who doesn't want to be perfect? Because the stigma in society is such that only if you are perfect or you aspire to be perfect, you will be accepted. So that fear of acceptance, fear of
Right.
being judged always lies in.
Right.
And second thing, if I strive to be perfect, strive to be 100%, be very critical about myself and just try to improve myself at every point, is this wrong?
Mhm.
Or does this compromises with self-love? Is the second question.
Okay, I couldn't hear you while you were asking me the two questions. I heard the part where you said that, it's very difficult to not be a people pleaser. Can you just, maybe can you just type your question here? I'm unable to hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yeah. What was the first question?
Yeah, so the first question was, it is difficult to practically implement, not be a people pleaser and just be yourself, because society wants you to be perfect. So is this wrong if I strive to be perfect, if I strive to be 100%, if I'm critical about myself? So does this compromises with self-love, or is it perfectly fine if I try to change or improve myself?
All right. So, firstly, this is, this is our perception that society wants us to be perfect. What we fail to understand is we want us to be perfect for the society because we want to come and step into this race. Yeah. So at least before I won't say that you should not be perfect or it is okay to be just zolala here and there. Yeah, try to be a better version of yourself. Try to compete with yourself first before stepping into this race. Okay, again, people pleasing attitude for some people who are okay doing that, and they are able to be a little fake and still be happy. It is okay. I won't say that people pleasing is absolutely wrong. That is not what I meant. Okay, and anything that comes in way of your self love, the self care, that is really really important. You need to reconsider that. Okay, so talking about your question on point one, it's okay if people want you to be perfect. First, be perfect for yourself. Okay, I'm sure you might be having this vision that if I do these particular things for myself, maybe for career, maybe education, whatever, only then will I be happy. So run for that. Okay, don't really say, okay, if I know people want me to do this, people want me to become whatever, okay, some career aspect, and so I have to do that. Don't do that. And during the process, if you feel that your self love is getting a little less attention, try to give something more to that. Okay, it is definitely, excuse me, it is definitely difficult. As I even spoke about it during, it won't happen in a day. It's not going to happen कि आज मैं ये practice कर रही हूँ and tomorrow I'm going to be very happy. It won't happen. Consistency is required. Give it time and you will be at a better place. Okay. Okay, one more. I'm listening.
I think students are getting more and more comfortable with you and they are keep on asking more and more questions. So I think this should be the last question now.
Okay,
because
okay.
we definitely care about your time as well. Please go ahead with the
Yes.
question if you want to. Thank you.
All right. I'll just take this last question. So I'm blessed in my honesty, but society wanted me to formulate me a little. No, Roshan, I don't think I got you. You have this art of framing your questions in a way that makes me a little bit go here and there. If you could just simplify this question for me, and I'll definitely take this question as the
am I
last
audible?
one. Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Go ahead.
मेरे अराउंड जो फ्रेंड्स हैं प्लस फैमिली मेंबर्स प्लस अदर सोसाइटीज, मैं तो चाहता हूँ कि मैं थोड़ा बहुत ऑनेस्टी को फुल्ली प्रेफर करूँ, ऑनेस्टी मैं चाहता हूँ अपनी लाइफ में, बट वो चाहते हैं कि क्या इतना ऑनेस्टी
No,
करता
Roshan,
रहता है।
I don't think I can hear you. Probably it's my network error, or I don't know. Okay, can you try again?
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, Roshan, you are audible.
Yeah, please tell me.
Ma'am, people around me, they wanted to be little bit dishonest.
They wanted to be a little dishonest. Okay.
So should I or not?
They wanted you to be dishonest, or they were dishonest?
Me. They wanted to be me.
They wanted you to be a little dishonest. Okay, is it that you? Okay, so what happens is, firstly, if you want to be dishonest, then it's up to you. But I think by by this, what you mean is that maybe you are being too direct in what you want to say. आप जो भी है, मतलब अगर somebody is not doing things right, you just say it on their face. And that is when people want you to just dilute your words a little bit. Yeah, तो अगर आपके honesty से किसी को बुरा लगने वाला है, okay, if somebody is going to really fall down, then it's okay to not give your opinion rather than being dishonest. Okay, मतलब ऐसे नहीं बोलना अगर किसी ने कुछ अच्छा किया नहीं है. Now, if suppose my talk was not well or good enough, don't tell me that your talk was really bad. Instead, do not pass any comment. Okay, just one example. Yeah, so I think that
The talk was really nice, so I must admit that at the outset.
Thank you. That was just an example, but I'm glad. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot,
So
ma'am.
Roshan, agar just if I was a little confusing, if something is going to affect that person, do not be honest. Control, keep it to yourself. Magar agar people want you to be dishonest, it's up to you now how they're going to take it. Okay, what is the right time to get in a relationship? There is no right time to get into a relationship. There is no right or wrong time. It's up to you. If you feel you are ready mentally, you can go ahead, do that. If you feel your circumstances around you, your the people, what they expect from you, if everything is in a line, you can go ahead and get into a relationship. There is no right or wrong time at all. Okay. All right. I think that was the last question. Thank you so much for having me. It was so great interacting with everyone. I have already given my number and email ID, right? So if you want to ask more questions, you can just message me. Yeah. And we can definitely curate things for you. Yeah. I can maybe just show it again for the people who could not take a screenshot. Just quickly take a screenshot so that you have my details and you can reach out to me. Okay, I think everyone has taken it.
Thank you, ma'am. It's nice to have you here. So there's a feedback form shared in the chat box. Please, it's a request that everyone please fill that form. And it's my honor to invite Sir Ram Sunil Kumar sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me for this vote of thanks. In fact, I also like this entire session very much. I mean, right from the beginning till the end when the questions are being asked by the students, and that to the last question, that what is the right time for relationship, and somebody answer to that first find the right partner. So in a way, yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for connecting with our young minds throughout this session and taking different aspects of relationship with respect to the parents, with respect to the siblings or partner whatsoever. So I hope that our student will learn so many things and they will imbibe these things without getting distracted by different factors which are there in the surroundings. And one thing I must tell you honestly, that what I learned from your presentation was that while presenting, you showed the PPT, and while speaking, you removed that PPT, and then you are all over on the screen. So I mean, I was finding it more connecting to myself, to the audience, than when the small screen comes of the speaker and big screen for that presentation. So that switching over from speaker to PPT, at least I like that part also, because I could connect. That was more impressive when I was one-to-one with my speaker. So at least I learned for myself, and I'll definitely try to implement in my classes when I'm taking, that student or the viewer is definitely likes to be in touch with the speaker. So one thing, and yeah, so you have touched upon all the different aspects which we wished our students, our volunteers to learn about. We have in fact teachers as well in this group, and students from other departments as well. So I'm sure they all must have enjoyed your entire session. So I must thank you. I must thank you for devoting so much time for our students, answering to what all their queries. So thank you again. And also I must thank my principal, Professor Yuva Singh Chauhan, who could not join because of her. She was having some other meeting. Today is Sunday. Each one of you, we had the gathering of around 125. Each one of you devoted your time for being here and learned so many things. This is what I'm guessing. And all the principal could not join, but she offered her blessings to us all, and the entire college, our NSS unit, Balveen Kaur, and all those who organized this event in a nice way. So I thank each one of you. Thank you so much for joining in. So we'll definitely meet for some other event. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before everyone goes out, can we just have the cameras on so that we can take a group photo?
Exactly.
This is the digital time. This is how we take photos.
Yeah.
So everyone, cameras on. We'll just take photos maybe on the count of 3.
Please switch on your cameras. That would be really nice. And Shrishti or somebody, please take the snapshot. Somebody take the snapshot as well.
Okay, one more time. On screen 2. Okay, I hope you have taken it from your end also, Bhavleen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. Now we can end the meeting. Thank you.
Yeah.